while you were sleeping.
Now we curse from birth, immersed in the wickedness of the earth. Hating God, we are carnal, don't want to admit all it hurts.
The album that we are going over today is While You Were Sleeping by Aasha Marie. Aasha Marie is the homie, actually a good friend of mine. And this album is an amazing album. I am honored to even know her because I'm excited to go over this album, but to actually know the artist who made such a dope album, very exciting. This album is amazing. This album, you know, it exceeded expectations. Now, prior to this album, Aasha Marie only had one album out, one project out. It was an EP, I believe 5-6 songs. And, well, it came out in 2014, so 6 years ago. And it was a dope album. She's incredibly artistic and has all kinds of musical abilities. There's all kinds of dope instrumentation behind her stuff and all of that. But it's been 6 years, and I was expecting essentially the same level of quality, which would have been good, except she exceeded those expectations. This album goes way above and beyond. She got better, which is crazy because she was already dope. She's rapping essentially like I've never heard her rap, playing with a lot of flows, more sort of multi-syllable things. Again, the quality of the music. Right, so I've said before on my review of Eshon Burgundy's project, I was reviewing Joppa, but I talked about his album For the Love of Money. And I said I felt like on that album he was maybe trying to do too much. And I referenced like Kendrick Lamar with To Pimp a Butterfly, right? And I said some of these artists sometimes it seems like some artists are trying to be so creative and so artistic and bring in all kinds of instruments and different genres and styles and that they forget to rap. Aasha Marie does not do that. Aasha Marie, again, I know her more personally, so I know she has a background of being raised in the church and playing different instruments and choir and all those kinds of things. She has the musical background, right? So she's not just a rapper. Whereas someone like me is just a rapper. I just know how to rhyme words. I'm not super musically gifted and know how to play things and direct this and orchestrate. I don't know all that stuff, but I just know how to rhyme. She has the benefit of having a very deep musical background. So then she's more than just an MC. So I know she is an artist, and you can tell in listening to the music, she is an artist who is very meticulous as far as the things sounding exactly as she wants them to. She's a perfectionist. It's gotta sound a very specific way or she will not release it. I'm telling you, this project took 6 years to drop. She was not playing with how stuff sounded. She took her time and made sure it sounded good, and it was worth it. This project does not sound rushed at all. It sounds like she took time on it. It's very well done. There's so much musicality, so many instruments. You could tell she had live instrumentation in the studio recording this music that she then rapped over. But it's not so much instrumentation that it takes away in any way from the rapping, because there is plenty of rapping on this project. One of the songs that stood out in that regard was the song called Let's Feast, where she featured AI, the artist off God Over Money, AI the Anomaly. They're just playing with the words on this. It's so much crazy wordplay. Obviously glorifying to Christ, but so much dope wordplay on it, playing with flows and all kinds of things. They just killed it. They picked the track apart. Disgusting. Even the intro, the first song on here, which is titled Nova's Overture, just playing with it. Listen, I was shocked when I heard the intro. The beat already sounded kind of dark and creepy almost. Dun, 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 like it's building up, like there's something. Oh, something's coming, something's about to happen. And she starts rapping in ways I've never heard her rapping. The flow she's doing, I was blown away. I was like, oh, I'm ready. That first song had me ready for the rest of the project. It sort of set the tone from the start. I was like, oh, something's going down, right? It was dope. The second song that came on, one of my favorite ones on there, this is also one of the singles she released, it's called Punch. Dope, chill beat. The vibe was there, it was right. The topic essentially was struggling through, your 9-to-5 job when you would really love to be a full-time artist, which is a struggle that I think most artists can relate with. Not even artists, right? People in general are like, oh, I hate my 9-to-5. I want something else. But artists specifically, people want to do It don't even gotta be rapping or singing. Any kind of art you do, if you've got a good talent and you're just like, man, I could be making money doing that and not here in this goofy job, or you're struggling to try to make some kind of success with that, with your talent, with the art or whatever it is, and you gotta keep working this goofy job. Listen, I'm in that struggle right now myself. I'm tired of my job. Anyway, I get the struggle. The song is dope. It's just so masterfully done. Like it doesn't even sound like you would expect a song like that to sound. Like, oh, I hate my job. This sucks. I want to do something else. It's so, the wordplay she's using and the deeper metaphor and all the things she's doing to communicate that, it's artistry on another level. Super dope. She had a song called Midnight Blues, more real smooth, jazzy type of feel. Like, it's just real dope. And it just, again, demonstrates the insane musicality on this album. There's so much happening on the beats with instruments and all that. It's so dope. This is another one of those songs that really stands out that way. And what was doper is after the song called Midnight Blues, the next track is called Midnight Blues Reprise. And it's just maybe another minute or so. Maybe I'm off on the time. But it's like the beat, the instrumentation of Midnight Blues just carries over. I think the hook is just repeated a few more times and just letting that vibe happen. One of my downsides to the project, and this is just me, it's a personal thing, there's, I believe, 2 tracks on here that are spoken word. Spoken word. Where do I begin? I Don't Like You. That's about it. Listen, spoken word is dope. I've heard amazing spoken word pieces in my life. There are many talented Christian spoken word artists. You can communicate some great truth there. It's a literary art form that is written to be performed, just like rap is, so I can understand the connection there, but I do not like it. I'm tired of it. It's just me. I hear spoken word, like, ugh. It could be good spoken word, as was the case on this project. Both interludes of spoken word are done by Aasha Marie herself. She bodied them. If you like spoken word, you're going to love those pieces. She bodied them. The metaphors and all the deeper way she writes them, they're just really good. They weren't bad pieces. I just got a thing with spoken word. I'm tired of it. Anyway, that's a whole other rant I could go on. I'm weird. It was dope. She killed it. That was a downside for me. It's too much spoken word. I don't care to hear it. But she killed it, and it was good. Christ was exalted. It's dope. One of the things about Aasha Marie is, for the most part, she's not an explicitly Christian artist. And for you to understand what I mean when I say that, if you've heard my music, you know I'm very much explicit, in your face, saying crazy, biblical, explicit truth. There is no question about whether I'm a Christian or not. I am, and it's in your face. Aasha Marie also is. Again, I have the privilege of knowing her personally. She's about that life. She's about that gospel. She's about that evangelism on the streets and all that good stuff. That's not necessarily how she makes her music. If you are a Christian, you will listen to her music, you will catch the spiritual references. You will understand what she is talking about. But it's not so in your face that the random non-Christian is going to pick up on, oh yeah, she's talking about the Bible or Jesus or whatever it is. But it's dope music. It's solid. She has an interlude on the project that's essentially a sermon clip that is explicitly Christian. There's no getting around what that sermon clip is about. It's definitely a Christian message. So she sets that tone. It's not one of those weird albums where it's like, I'm not super explicit on my music, and you just really couldn't tell the difference between me or a secular artist. There is a difference there. So I don't want to make that seem weird or blur that line. She clearly is Christian. It's just not in the way maybe I would do my music, right? The dope thing about there's a lot of dope transitions on this album from one song to the next, right? From one song leading right into the next thing, and how they work together really well. One of them is that sermon clip. That sermon clip is essentially speaking about being clothed in the righteousness of Jesus. And in the clip, the guy preaching says, Christ is he's sort of made us fresh, right? We got swag, we're dapper, right? We're looking good. And then the next song he's called Dapper. That was the point of the interlude there to lead into that. So then Dapper, another one of the highlights of this project, which again was released as a single for a reason. That song literally is like nothing I have ever heard in Christian hip hop. It's got like a 70s vibe. The sample on it is real like 70s, but she says at the beginning, we're gonna take it back to the 70s, right? And so it's a song that's just like, it sounds like you're just trying to be cool, right? 70s, you vibing, you dapper, all that good stuff, but there's a deeper gospel message there. And it actually reminds me of a song she had on her EP in 2014 called Model Christ. So it's talking about like walking down the runway and all that kind of stuff. Like you model them, but ultimately the song's pointing to modeling Jesus, and we should be acting as Christ himself acted, right? And how he lived and trying to be like Jesus. So it's one of those like fashion show off type of dope things, but it means something deeper. So but it's a super dope track. I can't ultimately describe it with words enough. Gotta listen to it. Go listen to this whole album. There's a song here called They Say. All I'm gonna say about it is that hook though. That hook is amazing. The singing, the vocals on that hook, it's a feature. It's not Aasha singing, but the singer on there killed it. The chorus is just one of those it's one of those songs that the vocals just like get in your soul. It's like, you just feel it. You just feel it. Just deep inside you, right? Killed the hook. That song is dope. And again, one of the bigger songs, again, another single that she had was While You Were Sleeping. It's the title track. Really dope. Really dope conceptually. The video was dope. Just the idea of the church needing to engage these communities, especially in Chicago. Aasha Marie is a Chicago artist. Chicago, there's a lot of negative things to be said about our city and all the shooting and all the violence and all of that. But it's like, man, in a lot of these hoods, there's so many churches. Where's the church at in those communities to disciple these young men? To disciple these young men who get shot and killed so that they might know the Lord before they're killed, and to disciple people who would kill people, and so they come to know Jesus so they don't do those things they would do. The churches are there, but it doesn't seem like there's any actual connection or engagement with the communities they're in. That's what she's expressing on that song. It's a really dope song, really well done. And that's about it. There is a song here called Don't Lay It Down featuring her husband, his name is Justin Marta. He's a Christian rapper as well. He's one of the homies as well. They killed it. The song bangs. It was thrown on. It was the last song in this project. I kind of felt like the song felt out of place in light of the whole rest of the songs. Just the theme of the whole project, how it flowed. It kind of felt out of place. But it bangs. It's solid gospel truth. It's a dope song. Overall, this album was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was great. It's again on an artistry level that a lot of Christian projects are not. I believe 100% this album could compete with a lot of secular artists. It could do some. I think it could do some things in the secular markets. It's that well done. It's that great. Just another level of artistry. This defines to me doing art in excellence unto the glory of Jesus. This album does it. It's incredibly well done. I could not do, for all my critique, I could not do what is done on this album. How it sounds, all the music, everything, essentially everything about it, I could not do. It just sounds too good. I don't have that musical ability or ear. It's amazing. The fact that she was overseeing all of these things and having these ideas, and just incredible. Props to the homie Aasha Marie. Go listen to this album. So much more to say about this album. So little time. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a share, hit that subscribe button. And as always, until next time, go listen to Christian hip hop.